Welcome to another VeVe Digital Collectibles comic breakdown. I'm Corey with VeVe, and the comic we're looking at today, Uncanny X-Men number 94, marked the start of Chris Claremont's legendary 16-year run on the X-Men title. And that's what we'll be talking about today, a legendary comic and the first comic where Chris Claremont took the writing helm for X-Men. This move redefined and endeared a cast of characters for generations of fans. Before we dig deeper into that history, let's look at the drop details. Uncanny X-Men 94 is scheduled for release on Tuesday, June 27th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time, minting 7.5K editions across the 5 rarities. This comic will have a retail price of 6.99 gems. Published on August 1st of 1975 and originally just called X-Men 94. This comic would pick up directly where Giant Size X-Men 1 had left off. And if you remember back to when Marvel's Giant Size X-Men number 1 released on VeVe, we mentioned this in that breakdown video. X-Men fever took hold. Readers wanted more. Fortunately for them, Marvel and the legendary storyteller Chris Claremont, they were there to deliver. Uncanny X-Men 94 would kick it off, picking up where Giant Size X-Men number 1 ended. The team would see original members leave, with only Cyclops remaining as the leader, and thus the new era of X-Men would be born. And this 16-year run by Chris Claremont would use Giant Size X-Men number 1 as a springboard, and it would launch X-Men as one of the most popular comic book franchises in comic book history. The Claremont run on Uncanny X would span from 1975 to 1991, which was an absolutely unprecedented amount of time for a single writer to stick with a series. Not only is Claremont credited with co-creating some of the most famous and popular characters in the Marvel Universe, he also produced some of the most timeless and important storylines, most of which still hold influence over the stories being told today. In the year after Claremont's run would end in 1992, the animated X-Men series would release. To the delight of many, myself included, a majority of the characters portrayed on screen were pulled from the pages of the comics Chris Claremont had faithfully written over the last 16 years. Larry Houston, the director and producer of that animated series, stated in an interview with Marvel that he often encouraged storyboard artists to reference the comics themselves whenever possible. All said, Chris Claremont's influence over the Marvel Comics universe and X-Men specifically, it can't be overstated, and it all started right here with the comic we're looking at today, Uncanny X-Men 94. And adding to the prestige in the history are VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare covers. These two are coming from Will Sliney. Will Sliney's portfolio on VeVe just keeps getting more and more impressive. And most recently, he was the exclusive artist for Spider-Man 2099 number 1, which is a personal favorite of mine. Let's take a closer look at all the comics releasing and those edition numbers. First, the common classic covers, meaning 4,500 editions. This digital replica of the original cover depicts the artwork of Dave Cockrum, and there's a lot going on. First, we see in the title treatment that this was the all-new, all-different X-Men. Keep in mind, this was before the X-Men comics were retroactively renamed to the Uncanny X-Men. Next, the uncommon vintage variant is meaning 1,687 editions. The X-Men team gets the color selection on this one. We see Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm, and Banshee. Thunderbird and Wolverine are on the team at this point, but neither of them made that original cover. Our first VeVe exclusive is the rare hero variant, and it's meaning 750 editions. Will Sliney grabs all the team members on the original cover and homages them here in a heroic pose. The price placard and character stamp in the top left remains original, but most of the other elements are updated. Next, the ultra rare vibranium variant is meaning 375 editions. Full color saturation brings this variant together. I'm a fan of the blue title logo and Marvel Comics group text elements, as it ties really nicely into the background and costume colors. All in all, for fans of X-Men and Chris Claremont, especially given the scarcity, this will likely be an important comic for those collectors. Finally, the secret rare True Believer variant is meaning 188 editions. Wolverine and Thunderbird were omitted from the original covers of this comic, and they didn't make it into the homage covers either. But here on the secret rare, they get some love. This is an interior panel pull, and here's the panel it is being sourced from. This full page spread was essentially the training montage, where the all-new, all-different X-Men team would learn to work together in the Danger Room. And that's a wrap for this breakdown video. Chris Claremont, for me and for many, is one of the greatest storytellers of any time, so it is just one of the essential comics that I want to have in my collection. Best of luck if you decide to go for this one too. And until the next breakdown video, keep learning, sharing, and collecting what you love. This is Corey with VeVe, signing off.